what happened to me is I reported to my first unit, and my officer of the day, he was my supervisor, quickly became my friend, and after that he began stalking me and then making inappropriate comments, and to the place where after it was reported, it almost made him go further. He thought it was funny when he would spit in my face and I would cry. It made him to keep going further with things, and when he knew he could get away with it, he kept doing it. And my rape could have been prevented, definitely, because I went to the command several times. He ended up hitting me in my face. He dislocated my jaw. The abuse went much further, obviously, in the rape, and it wasn't about because a lot of people say it was because you were pretty or because you're a female in the military. That wasn't it. It was a matter of power, and he was disgusted by women. He would tell me I didn't belong in the military because I was a female and I was small and I couldn't hang with the other guys, and I could. I was a stellar Coast Guardsman. I had Sailor of the Quarter even after I was raped. I kept going, and I tried to do the best that I could, even though I was dealing with so much at the time. You get up and you move on. If there's something that happened, you lock it up. That's what you do. You can't cry. They'll, in boot camp, they'll get in your face and they'll scream at you, and you're supposed to be strong and a soldier, and you're supposed to be ready. That's semper paratus, always ready. And I was semper paratus, but I wasn't towards rape. I didn't expect my shipmate to burst in my door at night and do things to me or touch me in that way. I was prepared for war. I was prepared for what the Coast Guard taught me in boot camp, and they didn't teach me to be prepared for my shipmate raping me. So, of course, when that happens, you're completely devastated, and how are you supposed to lock it up after that, especially after you go for support and it's not offered? And I was discharged with an honorable discharge with misconduct, abusive family, and I didn't even have a family. They didn't want to deal with me anymore. They didn't want to deal with my injuries, and they said it was best probably to get rid of me, and that's what they did. And I sat for 7 years with my injuries. The VA wouldn't help me, and I felt alone. I felt isolated, just right like it happened after my rape. I was isolated. I was ostracized. I was made fun of. Even his friends thought it was funny for him doing what he did to me. And until the producers of The Invisible War and Miss Susan Burke came along, we filed a lawsuit, and we did the documentary. I've had thousands of emails from other survivors saying how my story helped them to stand up and have their voice and not make them want to think of suicide. And that's what helps me keep going, is that even though I had these horrific things happen to me, I'm able to be a voice for people who haven't had theirs yet or haven't found theirs yet.